Hey everybody, it's Mr. Siegel here. We are moving on to the next chapter. You guys did a great job with measuring angles and drawing angles, and we're going to be doing some more measuring. We're not actually going to be doing the measuring, but we're going to be talking about something called units of measure. There are two types of units of measure. There's the customary units of measure, which is what we basically typically use in this country, and then the metric system, the metric unit of measure, which takes place in other countries. We'll learn about that later in the week, or maybe next week. Customary units of measure are inches, feet, yards, ounces, pounds, tons, cups, gallons, pints, all that sort of stuff. There are three different types of measurements. There's length, there's weight, and then there's something called volume, which is like liquid. Metric system, we get into grams and kilograms and centimeters and meters and liters and kilograms, kilometers and milliliters. We'll get to that later. What this is really a lot of memorization. That's why I'm going to help you build a cheat sheet that you can use when you do your assignment. You're not going to be measuring, you're going to be converting measurements from one unit to a different unit, like from an inch to a foot, or from a cup to a gallon, or something like that. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to come over here and look over here. I want to remind you that to do these conversions, we're going back to multiplication and division. So as you see, it kind of all ties together. So units of measure, we have length, weight, and volume. We're going to talk about length first. And these are all customary units of measure. So these are the things you need to know about length. 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. Now, if you were going to measure a pencil, you would use inches. If you were going to measure your house, you might use feet or a foot. But you're going to need to know that if I give you the foot, you're going to know that you multiply by 12 to get the inches. If I give you the inches, you're going to divide by 12 to get to the feet. And I will also tell you that 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. You think about football. The field is broken up into yards. Each yard is 3 feet. So that might be another thing you need to convert. And that's really it for length. So the first day, you're going to be given some objects and you're going to have to decide whether to use an inch or a foot. And then the next day, you're going to be doing your conversion. And again, we're going kind of quick through this chapter because we want to make it to the end. You'll learn a lot more about this in 5th grade. Let's see. For weight, we need to know that 16 ounces is equal to 1 pound. Abbreviation for pound is lb. That's just something you should know. Again, when you are born, you're measured your weight in pounds and ounces. Like my son was 10 pounds, 2 ounces. If you were weighing something really small, like a paper clip, you're going to be using ounces. If you're weighing a person or something a little heavier, you're going to be using pounds. But you should know that 16 ounces is 1 pound. If I give you the number of pounds, you can find the ounces. If I give you the ounces, you can find the pounds. And I will also say that 2,000 pounds, which as you know is really big, is equal to 1 ton. So if I say 3 tons, you're going to times 3 by 2,000. Don't mind Rosie the dog. 3 tons times 2,000 would be 6,000 pounds would be for 3 tons. That's the kind of conversion you're going to be doing. And the last one is going to be for volume. You have all sorts of things for volume. One thing you need to know is that 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. Now, if you do any kind of cooking or if you order Chinese food, you know all about quarts and pints. A quart is bigger than a pint. 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. 1 quart is equal to 4 cups. So if you got a quart of rice, it would be like having 4 cups of rice. And if you know that, then you know that 1 pint is equal to 2 cups. Also, 1 pint is equal to 16 fluid ounces. And lastly, 1 gallon is equal to 16 cups. So that's a lot of information, but you're going to have your cheat sheet with you. You might have to go from quarts to pints or pints to quarts. You might have to go from pints to fluid ounces. You might be dividing by 16 or times multiplying by 16. You just follow the steps. We spent a lot of this year talking about multiplication and division, and now it's going to come in handy. So really it's going to be 1 or 2 assignments where you're going to have to convert from one measure to another measure. And then we're going to do the metric system and do a day or 2 of that. And we're going to do a day on time, days and hours and minutes and seconds and that kind of stuff. And then we'll only have 1 more chapter to go. So I hope you got all of this down. I'm sorry it's a little messy, but we will see you on Microsoft Teams. 3 weeks to go, less than 3 weeks to go.